We all know what is coming when it comes to Dogecoin. Elon Musk just revealed when Dogecoin is going to hit $69. Now, obviously, that's a massive price target for Dogecoin that takes it leaps and bounds above where it is right now. And obviously, to justify such a large price even being within reason to consider an option, we have to see a catalyst so big that makes all other catalysts before it look small. We have to see a catalyst that changes the game for Dogecoin in such a large way that really it's undeniable that Dogecoin has to absolutely fly as a result of it. And that's exactly what we are going to get with this catalyst that Elon Musk just hinted at here. Take a look at this tweet coming in from Space Hub. What's your guess at Elon Musk? The moon landing, look at that beautiful American flag and astronaut on the moon in 1969. By the way, a great year for that to happen. Congratulations to NASA on picking such a beautiful year for the moon landing. Then now we go to here. The Mars landing, a little bit more technically advanced, I'd have to say, wouldn't you? 20 blank blank. What year will the Mars landing actually happen? What year will Dogecoin see its biggest catalyst that is perhaps possible for the coin? And Elon Musk responds, Elon Musk responds, I'll tell you exactly why he changed his name to that. It's not for the reason you may think. But he changed, because it's literally impossible for you to guess this unless you already saw the thread. But 2029 is when Elon Musk says the Mars landing will happen. Keep in mind, this is the first time humans are ever going to land on another planet, and Elon Musk, the single biggest cheerleader in the history of Dogecoin, and also someone who has said he plans to incorporate Dogecoin into the Mars mission, is going to be the one who is gaining a ton of influence and momentum from this. This is absolutely going to be the time when we can potentially see Dogecoin hitting an insane goal of $69. Now, obviously, that's a fun target, and yes, there is a little bit of excitement that's thrown into that number. There's a little bit of overestimating, perhaps. It may not be quite that big of a number, but really 69 is just a number I'm using right now to represent a massive spike that takes Dogecoin way above any point it has ever been before. It is going to run way before then. Don't worry. We are going to see huge catalysts, especially with the moon landing, which will happen way sooner, and other big catalysts like Tesla acceptance and other companies, McDonald's potentially could accept it. We have a big project that I'm personally taking a spearhead on that is going to massively increase Dogecoin's viability moving forward. So that right there, and it's not just a project that you have to wait a long time. Literally within a matter of weeks, you're going to hear about this project, exactly what it does, and exactly how it actually genuinely will help with Dogecoin. So that's one exciting thing to think about. As you come in, take a second to press that like button. It actually does help the video get out to as many people as possible. So it doesn't matter if you're lying down, you're sitting down, or of course, you're on the you-know-what. Wherever you are, make the screen smaller for a sec and press the like button right there. Then you can see that's what the Mars mission would in theory look like. Some cool technology on the moon. We got the spacesuits, and 2029 is only 7 years from now. So that's not too crazy of a timeline where we can actually see generational wealth. It's worth waiting 7 years to see a life-changing gain in your crypto portfolio that is the likes of which we've never seen before. Now, it doesn't mean you have to wait until then, like I said, for it to happen, but it's still exciting to know, no matter what, even if nothing happens for Dogecoin that we know is going to happen, even if none of the catalysts that we are expecting and we know will likely cause huge spikes, even if for some reason the worst-case scenario happened and none of those actually did anything, very unlikely, right? But even if, then we still know, no matter what, we have that backdrop of 2029 as a time when Dogecoin will absolutely fly like crazy. So that's at least a little bit of excitement. And it's down the line, sure, but still, it's nice to see that, as we also have a big project that I want to warn you about. Now, this right here is probably something you've never seen before. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. That is the logo of the Bored Ape Yacht Club token. Their token is one of the most flawed rug pull looking tokens I've ever seen in my entire life. And when I say rug pull, I don't mean that the team is going to rug pull. No, the team's not going to do that. But I'll show you exactly how the pull will happen. Take a look. Introducing ApeCoin APE, not that they couldn't, certainly they could sell some of their tokens, a token for culture, gaming, and commerce used to empower a decentralized community building at the forefront of Web3. ApeCoin is owned and operated by the ApeCoin DAO, a decentralized organization where each token holder gets to vote on the governance and use of the ecosystem fund. Holding ApeCoin is the only requirement for membership. By the way, if you don't know, this is Bored Ape Yacht Club, the most successful NFT project. They just acquired CryptoPunks and a couple of other big NFT projects in the space. So yeah, they are making some cool moves here, and that on its own is exciting, but the way they're structuring this token is what's designing it to potentially fail, because I don't think they have the level of trust that they need in order to make this happen, and you need that trust first. Let me go and continue, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. The DAO is supported by Ape Foundation, which was created to act as a legal steward of the ApeCoin and administer the decisions made by the ApeCoin DAO community. Basically, someone needs to sign the checks. Then they continue on. 62%, this is where it gets fishy, of the ApeCoin is allocated to ApeCoin community, a portion of which, 15% of the total supply, will be available to claim starting tomorrow at 8:30. Okay, that sounds good enough. So maybe you can claim yourself some tokens tomorrow, 15%. That takes it down to a remaining amount that is under 50%. We're looking at 47% of remaining tokens. So, okay, well, who does this 15% go to? The airdrop claim, consisting of 15% of the total supply of ApeCoin, will be made available to Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT holders. Wait, but those NFTs are hundreds of thousands of dollars. Only rich people will be able to afford this. Only people who have really large bank accounts and large amounts of money will be able to even get in it all. Now, some of the Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs are a little bit lower, but still, that seems like it would be bad, right? How could that work? Mutant apes as well as BAKC dogs paired with Ether, BAYC, or MAYC. For everyone else who wants to ape in, ApeCoin will be available to all and is expected to begin trading on major cryptocurrency exchanges ASAP. We'll tweet as that happens, and they already partnered with Binance US. So in all available data, it looks like, in all available knowledge, it looks like this is a great token. Of course you want to invest in it. But the one thing a lot of people aren't looking at is that only 47% of all of the tokens will actually be available to the hands of the people holding, and that will be months from now potentially. That's it. 47%. The rest goes to the team and this person and that person and this person and then the NFT holders. So if you want to invest in this and you don't have a Bored Ape Yacht Club, even if you do, this is extremely risky, because basically here's how I expect this to potentially go down. The second they launch this thing to people who are within that percent who do own an NFT of their NFTs, that's going to be a decent amount of buying waves and people will come in. But when you actually come down to individuals who are not part of that exclusive club being able to buy, it's going to be right after a big launch, and so it could go up some, but then everyone who bought in with that 15% of supply that was sold to just NFT holders, all of them can just dump on everyone else. Why wouldn't they? If they are ruthless, if they have no accountability. Now, personally, if I was one of them, I wouldn't do that. Why would you do that? That's a bad thing to do to the community. It hurts overall, and you're not actually helping. You're already in a position where you want to be making opportunities for other people, not just trying to take and take. But that's what's likely going to happen, because oftentimes in the NFT world, that's how things are. Whether you like it or not, whether it's ethical or not, that's how people operate. So we could see a massive crash of this, and that's one of the reasons why with the next project, it is an actual fair launch, which means you're not just getting access to 45% of the tokens, and then everyone else who got in early is going to dump on you right after you buy. With this next project on the Patreon, you will actually be able to get in first before anyone else, which is actually something that is extremely valuable these days, because so many people do this, and you technically can do that if you have people you really trust, if you have things in place to protect the new investors coming in, then it is possible to do a pre-sale and have it be successful, but that's only a chance of happening, and that's why it's so much better to have an actual fair launch where you can get in early. This next project is going to be on ETH, and I highly encourage you to go check out our free article on how to purchase ETH tokens if you would like to participate, because if you are the first person to buy, then it's essentially impossible for you to lose money. And it's not like everyone else is getting in early. There's no big amounts that are going here, big amounts that are going here to investors. It's just simply a real, true, fair launch, and that means everyone has the ability to make money equally rather than just this 15%, which is the elite exclusive people who have this early access, not to mention all of the insane amounts of tokens that are going to the team. I mean, think about it. Only 62% of the total supply of ApeCoin is allocated to ApeCoin, and 15% of that is going to just the elites of ApeCoin. How in the world can you expect a token to be successful when even not including that 15%, you only have 62% of the tokens to the actual people and 38% in the hands of the team? I mean, come on, that's just ridiculous on so many levels. The way they structured this makes it seem like a clear money grab here. I don't know why anyone would want to invest in this long term. If you do decide to go in, be very careful if you go up a little bit. I would highly recommend taking some profits. If you don't want to invest, you're probably making the safest decision by far. There's technically a chance, because this is a big name, they are working on some cool stuff. Maybe, just maybe, it could run after they launch it more broadly, but it's just such a small chance. And so that's why I definitely would recommend staying away from Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT if you're going to invest a large amount. Now, if you want to put in just a little bit for fun, sure, why not? I mean, as long as you're willing to lose it potentially, that's certainly fine to do. They also said, reminder, token claim for BAYC ecosystem NFT holders begins at 8:30 a.m. tomorrow. That's when it's going to start. At March 17th, apecoin.com, the claim period opens for 90 days. And it's a one-time claim. And they already have, for example, Binance US, which is accepting their tokens. So that's kind of a big deal. It does matter. But the fact that they're doing that ahead of time, it's already built in as the first catalyst. That basically takes away all of the ability for you to make money on it. You want to get in early on something before those catalysts are even known. If all the catalysts are already known, then there's nothing else that can cause the coin to spike except for potentially luck. And you don't want to rely on luck when you already have a huge amount of the holders that got in way before you, who are part of the elite exclusive club that you're not a part of. If this coin takes off and makes me rich, I will call my newborn Elon/Ilana as a middle name to the moon. I love that. That's awesome. No, yeah, it is. So Matt FAWKA says, this isn't live. Y'all aren't talking to Matt. Actually, it happens to be extremely live, to the point where I can touch my head and then my glasses and then touch your comment just like that, because it's live as heck. I don't need to fake my lives. I can do it for real. I can actually sit on the camera and talk like a normal person. Rocket. I'm still holding my Tiger King, says Doggy Style. Yeah, Tiger King was one of the biggest profit points of our community that we've ever had. People literally in our community made hundreds of thousands of dollars from that coin. But it just goes to show you, now when we first launch a coin, it can be really successful right off the bat. Sometimes people take a little bit of profits there, but really the real big kahuna for the coins we pick is not that first run where we're talking about it the most. It's the second and third runs that happen organically from community-driven spikes that are a much larger thing than just our community. And then that's where we can take huge profits and make a ton of money. And keep in mind, not every coin, unfortunately, is going to do that. And we have had a couple of picks that have not had that second run yet. I'm still hoping for it for a couple of them. But that doesn't change the fact that our track record has more than a 90% success rate of predicting extremely successful coins. So that's why, if you haven't joined the Patreon yet, link in the description and pinned comment is definitely worth it to check it out. And to read the free article that's up there right now on exactly what the next pick will be like, more details about it if you're unsure if you want to join yet, definitely check it out and become part of it. Dogecoin is about to surprise everyone, says Spanish John. I like the sound of that. Rumors are going around saying that someone said rumors are going around about Dogex, if it's a rug pull, and the answer is no. Dogex is absolutely not a rug pull. The entire NFT market, unfortunately, on ETH has gone down, and that has led to, we did have a nice run with Dogex at first, and then it did come back down to earth after that. And so we're still waiting on a few things for the project. It is not by any means over yet. So still stay tuned, as we could absolutely see another big spike with that. But at the same time, yes, it has gone down some, but so has every NFT project. I mean, if Dogex is a rug pull, then so is literally every Unusual Wallace, for example. He's one of my favorite people on Twitter. He did an NFT project with around the same amount of minutes, around the same time. It has performed exactly the same approximately as Dogex. Actually, a good bit worse than Dogex in terms of percentage decrease. Then we've seen other ones that have done basically the same thing. If you can find me a single NFT project on the Ethereum chain that's actually gone up since around that time, then be my guest. It was just not the best timing in the market for that. But the good news is that we still have a huge chance to see a spike, especially upon the next Dogecoin spike. Keep in mind too, we have not seen a single Dogecoin spike since Dogex has been launched. And from the very beginning of Dogex, that has been one of the biggest catalyst points. So don't give up on it yet. Don't be impatient. No one's going to file a lawsuit. Anyone who talks like that, just block them immediately, because that's ridiculous. If there's nothing that you could sue someone over for that, it's a decentralized project that is in the hands of the community. If people decide to sell, it's going to go down. If people aren't buying at a high rate, it's going to go down. And so to sue people who created the coin would not only be impossible, but it wouldn't make any sense, because how could you blame them for other people selling and not buying. It's just the way the market is, and you can't blame the people who sold and not buy either, because they don't want to lose money, right? So there was like this conflicting powers in the Dogecoin space that unfortunately did hurt the project short term. Still though, don't fear. I actually believe we could see one of the biggest runs we've ever seen with an NFT project with Dogecoin. I spent Dogecoin. I didn't know what to do. Please guide me, says Logan. Yeah, so basically what's happening right now is there's a Dogecoin chat that has everyone in the Dogecoin community, and right now they're saying, hey, go tell Matt on the YouTube video about Dogecoin. And of course, I actually really love seeing that. I want to see as much enthusiasm and support for Dogecoin as possible. The more we can get, the better. You'll notice I still have it as my profile picture because I still support it fully. And even if I didn't, I would still support fully. But that's an additional thing I do because I support it. Then also, I have not sold any of my Dogecoin NFTs. I'm still holding all of them. I'm still buying more. And that just indicates to you where my head is right now and where I believe things are going. Matt, Doge... you can't let go of Doge. It's your blankie, says Joshua. Good. That's the right mindset to have. If you let go of your Doge, then that shall lead to nothing but regret and despair when the next spikeage does happen. Which I know, I get it. The more you get excited about Doge, the more you start to think, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't be. Maybe I should have this doubt. And the doubts start creeping into your mind. And you start to wonder if it will ever spike again. Are we going to see that big run that we were expecting? And the more those doubts creep into your head, the more likely it is to spike. That's the beautiful thing about crypto, is that when you have the most doubt, that is the floor. And it can't fall much lower. So all it can do is spike from there. Bro, what's the next big coin to make money on? If you're looking for that, the Patreon is literally a fair launch that's coming very, very, very soon, in only a matter, I think it's either days or weeks. It's very, 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 very soon. I think it's like right on the cusp of that. So let me go ahead and I'll go ahead and make a post soon on that. But what's the next big coin? It says Mitchell, you're gonna want to be part of that to actually participate in it early, and that is one that I'm directly putting my name with in a big way that I've never done before, because I plan to fully support this token for the long term, because it actually helps not only that community that we're building, but also the community we already have. It's the perfect integration, and that's what gives it the long-lasting ability that we really don't see very often in most coins that you buy in early at. There are some that do it, and we try our best to make sure that happens with anyone we're associated with, but sometimes it won't. This one, though, has a way higher chance, fortunately. When do you think Doge will come back to 20 cents? Says DJ Meat. 20 cents, that's actually a really good question. Most likely by the end of the month, really. It should be at 20 cents. I'm expecting a big announcement from Elon coming pretty soon here when it comes to Dogecoin, and you'll see what it is when it happens, if it happens. Now, technically, it may not, but we are expecting that pretty soon here. We also have this Mayor Adams, who is a cryptocurrency enthusiast, and he's the mayor of New York City. He went to Miami for a cryptocurrency conference and actually spoke with the mayor of Miami, which is beautiful to see, because now we have people from multiple different parties, different aisles, coming together and being one with something like this. That's beautiful. You love to see people coming together like that, and it just goes to show you the power of crypto to bring people closer. And it's a good speech, a good amount of information coming from that. Both of them are working hard to make their cities crypto hubs, which leads to massive investment. It makes your city a hub of technology and innovation, and young people want to move there. It's the smartest thing you can do. The only thing is, it's going to be much harder in New York to do that for Mayor Adams, because the taxes there are just insane. I mean, if you want to lose all of your crypto profits paying taxes, then move to New York. If you want to actually pay way less in taxes, was it 13% less, 11% less, something like that, something crazy, if you make a lot of money, then move to Florida, not New York City. Don't move to New York City. If you already live there, though, and you can't move, then it's definitely a good thing that you have him pushing cryptocurrency as the mayor, because it's way better than having someone not doing that. Dogecoin hasn't updated in a bit. yeah, so that's true as well. We do need to see more from the Dogex devs. I would like to see that increasing, but at the same time, there is a point when you have to say, all right, now is when we need the spike to happen. Now is when we want to see energy coming in. Now is when we want to have the big run, and that point is going to happen when Dogecoin spikes. And if it takes longer for Dogecoin to spike, then it's going to take longer for that to happen. And so we have to be patient. We don't really have a choice. Logan as well coming in with the super chat. Much love to you, Logan, for that, and I appreciate all of your support with every project that you've been coming into that we've liked. But the important thing is that we're going to hopefully get the biggest win that we have gotten as a community in a little bit here with this next token. I really truly believe it can be that huge win that the market has needed, that a lot of us have been wanting because the market's been down. It is time for a major win. We need it. How about Bleenu as well? It says registration account. So with Bleenu, we saw a huge spike that went way above the first day of launch, basically showing that if you get in one of our projects or one of our tokens that we support on the first day, you have an extremely high chance of seeing huge profits. But at the same time, it can fluctuate after that. So there is a possibility you can fall back down some before going up again. This is crypto. You have to always be remembering that don't invest more than you're willing to potentially lose, and always make sure when you're at comfortable points to make decisions that are in your own interest sometimes. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to sell for it to be in your own interest. In fact, oftentimes it's in your best interest to hold. If everyone's holding, it will spike like crazy. If some people are selling, some people are holding, it'll stay around the same. If most people are selling, it'll go down. So it just comes down to what people do. That's what causes tokens to do certain things. And this one, I feel so confident attaching my name to it publicly. And I've never felt this confident, even close to this confident with any project. I've liked them, I've talked about them, but this one, I want everyone to know I'm a huge part of it. I want everyone to know that it's our token. I want everyone to know exactly why this is such a big deal. And I cannot wait to reveal the reason for that soon here. But anyway, I'm Matt Wallace, this is Final Stand, and I will see you on the Patreon.